this time and in the future and in the kingdom. It's not about the woman. The woman has to take a back seat. She has to get in the back of the bus. It's all about the man. The Most High is working through the man. And what is fine gold? Gold is precious. It ain't talking about men in general. It's talking about the Israelite men, starting with the elect. It's our time. It's our time now. The Israelite man's time that the Most High is going to raise us up through his beloved Son, Yahushua, and the elect. And it's not just being an Israelite man, it's being an Israelite man of the elect. So we're going to be precious like gold. We're going to be the superstars, man. I will make a man, an Israelite man, more precious than fine gold. Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. We're going to be precious. That's why we're going to have more than one woman. Some of you are going to have 1,000 women. Some of you are going to have 2,000 women. And you'll be able to deal with all of them. And anytime you pop them, they're going to have children. You're going to have women of the other nations as your concubines. There's going to be a long line trying to get an Israelite man. 7 women shall take hold of one man. This is why this man wants to be us. But he's not us.
Power, true powers. We're going to know what it's like to feel power, true power coursing through your veins, man. We're going to be tapping into that infinite energy, man. Infinite energy, man. Something that Esau will never know. He's looking at you, kid. Evan and Rothschild, you will never know what it is to feel true power.
Make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kakwadash, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, whom rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful leg out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the 4 winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful leg, the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. All right, and what I want to touch on, okay, is you have these guys from WFI, come out, they want to address, certain topics, dealing with things that GMS have taught, and went into, and one of the things, that Jake, wants to bring up is the prostitution, dealing with white women, which as you look at, these things, all right, we have to understand, okay, Eastern standards and Western standards, okay, because Jake still tries to make the Bible fit within Western standards, okay, and Jake does these things, all right, because as they're confounded, their doctrine of sin being the MOT is confounded, okay, now they have to go to deflection, okay, and they have to talk about other topics, okay, to try to use sensationalism, okay, sensationalism, you see, and what is sensationalism? Let's see if we can get that real quick. Let's deal with sensation. Now, when you go to sensationalism, okay, It says, especially in journalism, it says the use of exciting or shocking stories or language at the expense of accuracy, okay, in order to provoke public interest or incitement. You see, they'll go into prostitution and white women because they know that that provokes excitement amongst the crowd. And what they'll do, as it says here, they'll do these things in the expense of accuracy, but they'll take the accuracy out of it. Okay? They'll take the context out of it and just throw out certain terms because in the West, these things are a shock. You know, and then it's a lot of women that follow them, and Eve, feels some type of way about women of the other nations, okay? And then they know about the prostitution is, they throw these things out there for the sake of sensationalism, okay? And in the West, okay, this works. You see, but one thing about it is we understanding who we are, man. Okay, we have to start looking at things according to the standards of the East. Okay, and you go to the standards of the East, okay, that takes pride out the equation. That completely takes pride out the equation. You see, and all this sensationalism that Jake tries to use, because let's just go here, man. Let's start off with this, because one thing about it, we're all subjugated to prophecy. Okay, and we're going to look at things from an Eastern standard. Okay, and if you have a westernized mind frame, you might as well start watching now. You're going to be greatly offended. You're going to get to thinking about your auntie, okay, your favorite cousin, you're going to get to thinking about these things. You're going to be offended. Okay, so if you got a westernized mind frame, you might as well start watching now. Okay, now let's go into the book of Amos. All right, the 7th chapter. And this is a prophecy. Okay, Amos 7:17. All right, it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city. Okay, this is all prophecy. And thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by a line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. Okay, so all these prophecies have came to pass. You see, we're in the land of our enemies. Our land is divided, and according to Eastern standard, the majority of our women are harlots. Okay, by definition, by Eastern standards. When you go into the New Living, and this is a punishment to the Israelite man, because we were harlots unto the Most High in the spirit. Okay, we played the harlot in the spirit. So this was a reflection. The Most High had the women to be a reflection of what we were in the spirit as Israelite men. Okay, so going to Amos 7:17, but this is what the Lord says: your wife will become a prostitute in this city. Okay, and Jay can hear that, but listen, you gotta go to Eastern standards. Okay, and we're going to deal with being a whore, a prostitute, and being defiled. Okay, we're going to go into these 3 topics, man. All right, it says, and your sons and your daughters will be killed, your land will be divided up, and yourself will die in a foreign land, and you yourself will die in a foreign land, and the people of Israel will certainly become captives in exile far from their homeland. And that's what has happened over here, man. Okay, that's why we're over here now in America. And within America, okay, we've pretty much taken on cultures. Okay, being a harlot or thought is a culture. You see, we're going to get into all these things, man. You see? Now, let's go with being defiled. Okay? And it's spiritual as well, but these things are literal as well too. And it has a spiritual, overtone. Now, when you go to Jeremiah 3:1, okay? It's Jeremiah 3:1. It says, they say if a man put away his wife, okay, and she go forth, and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? Okay, but thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. So he's talking to the nation, to men. Okay, and he's like, look, even in y'all law, you know, if a woman is put away, is given a bill of divorce, and she becomes another man, she's not to return to her former husband because now she's defiled. Okay, so you go here to do the running. Let's go to where they get this law. All right, comes from. All right, this is I might be 20. Okay, now let's go into this law. What the Lord is referring to. Now this is Deuteronomy 24:1. When a man have taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes because he have found some uncleanness, okay, in her, all right, then let him write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand and send her out of his house. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. And if the latter, all right, husband hate her and write her a bill of divorcement and give it into her hand and send it her out of his house, or if the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife, her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be, okay, his wife. After that, she is defiled. Okay? For this is an abomination. You see this? This is an abomination before the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai, and thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which the Lord thy power giveth thee for thine inheritance. So you see the standard that was back then of a woman. Okay? What woman do we know, all right, that hasn't been with other men? You see? Once you, after the first person you deal with, okay, the man after that, now you're defiled. You see? So how many women have had multiple men? Okay? Everybody, you know, the culture of boyfriend, girlfriend in this society, that was the culture of defilement. You see? They got this thing called pair bonding, you know, after two men, showing that it's biblical, because after two men, they say women really lose their ability to pair bond. Okay? Unless the Lord is just dealing with the situation. That's why you have, you know, so much chaos in the modern day marriage, man. Because the majority of the women are what? Defiled. So after you deal with your husband, your first man, the man that took your virginity, that was your husband. Okay? Let's say you get a divorce, all right, and you will go to another man, okay? And if that don't work out, after that, you're defiled now. You see? And women that was in this situation, if a woman, okay, was in this situation to where she was put away, then she was with she got another husband, he died, or he put her away. Okay, this woman was considered defiled. What do you think this woman would do to take care of herself? Okay, just brothers. That's just a question for brothers. What do you think that woman would do to take care of herself now that she's considered defiled? Okay, what profession would she go into to provide for herself, since she doesn't have a sole provider from her husband? What would she be able to do? What would she have to do, man? Okay. And see, Jake tried to throw this word prostitute around, like say for the fact of sensationalism, but you don't understand Eastern culture, man. Okay? Come on, man. Grow up. All right? We too old to be playing these little games in the scriptures, man. Grow up. Okay? They'll say westernization has you in the mind of a child. Okay? To where when adult things come up, Jake lose the bass out their voice. Jake get the, being sentimental. These things happen. It's a part of society, man. Okay? Stop playing. And Jake act like if it's just, there's just these holier than thou women. No. Eastern culture, they're either defiled, prostitutes, or whores, or all of the three, man. Okay? If we went back to Eastern culture, the ways of our forefathers, every woman on earth would be one of the three. Okay? Stop playing, Jake. Cut it out, man. Now, let's go. All right? So we deal with the defiled. Okay? Now, let's go to the definition of a whore. You gotta say that with that Middle Eastern, dialect, a whore, But when you go into a whore, all right, now it says one definition of prostitute or a harlot, okay, but then you got this definition of being adulteress, okay? Now, like we said, once a woman deals with a man, that's her husband, the man that takes her virginity, okay? And then she's allotted, okay, and certain things happen. She deal with another guy, okay? But at the end of the day, going to what? Dating culture, okay? That makes you a whore / prostitute. Like when you go to dating culture, like women go on multiple, like dating culture. You're dating multiple men, they're pretty much taking you out. Y'all going places, traveling. A woman might be doing this with 2 or 3 men. Okay, that's nothing but a prostitute. That's a whore. She's constantly committing adultery over and over again. And she's pretty much, okay, getting the benefits. Okay, she's getting compensated for her time. You see? Because these women talking about some, I'm single, but then they be going on dates. Okay? No, I'm single, but then you going on dates. Okay? No, Eve is getting popped, man. All right, I'm single. Eve is getting popped. Okay? But then these same women are put on the head wrap. Charlotte Wh0r3, like, come on, man. You see? Now you have sincere, sisters that have repented from this lifestyle, and then, that a lot of our women were just born into this culture not knowing, this was the standard, they was told to go date and try to feel, okay, unknowingly. They didn't understand the standard, But we bringing this out for the sake of these men that try to use these words. Well, let's go into the Eastern standard of this word, of these words and what they mean. Okay? But you go into this dating culture, you pretty much making yourself defiled, a whore and a prostitute, man. Okay? That's adulterous. You see? Well, the scriptures say that this was an adulterous generation in the spirit and, by the culture. Okay? All right? And as a nation, we went spiritually a whoring. That's why the Lord said this about Israel. I think this is Judges 2. All right. This is Judges 2:17. It says, and yet they would not hearken unto the judges, but they went a whoring after other gods. Okay? Multiple serving other gods. We went a whoring as a people, beginning with the men. Okay? So a woman that deals with multiple men, multiple lords, okay, will be considered a whore. You see? So when you say, can we deal with prostitutes? The damn near the whole earth, the whole population, especially in America, the whole population of America is a whore, a prostitute, or defiled by definition, according to Eastern standards. You see? But the same way the Lord had mercy upon, us as Israelite men and brought us back, okay? We have to show that same mercy to those that have repented. You see? Not to just random Eve now, but those who have sincerely repented, and being converted, there's mercy, for coming out those lifestyles. You see? Just as we've repented and have became faithful to one, okay, been espoused to one, Yahweh Shai, okay? Now you have women that's doing that, all right, in the flesh, okay? As being faithful to one. You see? And it says, and bowed themselves unto them, they turned quickly out of the way which their fathers walked in, obeying the commandments of the Lord, but they did not so. Okay? So let's just go back some more and let's just get some more context of Eastern Standard. Okay, because they say the white women. Okay, let's deal with that. Okay, and see, this goes back to the Easternized. Okay, first off, there is no woman that hates the Israelite man more on the planet Earth, okay, than the nigger woman, than the women of our own nation. No woman on earth hates us more than them. Okay? Facts. All right? So, Jake tried to, win the applause of, the certain women, because you got a lot of women that follow that still have a feminized, way of thinking. So Jake could throw that out there and like, well, GMS deal with white women, just so they can win over the applause and of women. Okay, so women can side with their argument, which we don't give a damn. Not one woman has to agree. Okay, that shit don't matter. There's another thing, westernization, like the approval of women means something in the West. Niggas hold the approval of women in high standards. Like if a woman approve of it, it's solidified. If women are with it, it's solidified. Okay? Give a damn about that, man. Okay? It don't even matter. Okay? Woman's opinion or why they feel, that shit don't matter, man. But Eastern culture, it does. I mean, the Western culture, it does, man. Okay? Now, let's go Deuteronomy 20:10. It says, when thou comest nigh unto a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it. And it shall be, if it make the answer of peace and open unto thee, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto thee, and they shall serve thee. See, these are all protocols of war. Okay, if a city will pretty much wave the white flag and just submit, then they will be able to live and be tributaries. Okay? And it shall be, verse 12 says, and if it will make no peace with thee, but will make war against thee, then thou shalt besiege it, and when the Lord thy power have delivered it into thy hands, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword. You will smite every male. Okay? So if you smite every male after the Lord has given, okay, these people into your hand, these are heathens. So after you smite the males, what will happen? But the women and the little ones and the cattle and all that is in the city, even the spoil thereof, thou shalt take unto thyself, and thou shalt eat the spoil of thy enemies, which the Lord thy power have given thee. Let's read in the New Living. But you may keep for yourselves all the women. Okay? All right? This is Eastern culture, man. This is our way, man. This is Israelite culture, man. Okay? When we will conquer war, the males will be through, and we will take the women. Okay? And the children will go into captivity. Okay? But you may keep for yourselves all the women, children, livestock, and other plunder. You may enjoy, okay? You may enjoy the plunder from your enemies that the Lord your power has given you. You see that? Okay? You see, that's another thing. The Most High ain't no, you see, they paint the Most High as if he's just this, you know. No, the Most High is like the ultimate Jake, and he's rough, rugged. Okay, Yahweh Shai's like that, man. Okay? They like, look, run through them niggas, kill all the males, you know, do your thing with the spoils. You know, it's on you. You see? Well, you know, Esau through Christianity painted this, you know, this watered down, you know, Lifetime movie, Carl Winslow type persona of the scriptures. Like, nah, you know, the Christian man, you know, is just this the devoted to, you know, because pretty much a husband of Christianity, all right, comes off in the energy of the Queen of Heaven, where he worships the wife, and you know, it's completely off, man. Okay. It says, but you may keep yourselves, all right, is it, but you may keep for yourselves all the women, children, livestock, and other plunder. You may enjoy the plunder from your enemies that the Lord your power has given you. Okay, so that's a part of the reward of winning the war, and the Most High with it. Okay, the problem always came when the Israelite men would allow heathen women to influence them into idolatry, and let's get that, man. Okay, but the heathen women themselves, the Lord, he don't care about that, man. He made women for a purpose, man. Okay, now there's a difference between a wife and a concubine. Okay, the concubine wouldn't have the inheritance rights of, okay, the Israelite wife. Okay, she would be a wife of a lesser status, a lesser rank. Okay, but she will be for the purpose of nation building, because the lineage runs through the men. Okay, now let's go here to Numbers 31. Okay, the slaughter of Midian. Okay. All right. This is slaughter of Midian. Now this is Numbers 31:1. And it says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterward shalt thou be gathered unto thy people. Okay, so the Lord will send hits on nations, man. Okay, through Israel. You see, it says, and Moses spake unto the people, saying, arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge the Lord of Midian. Of every tribe 1,000, throughout all the tribes of Israel shall ye send to the war. So that were delivered out of the 1,000 of Israel, 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And Moses sent, and verse 6, and Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas, all right, the son of Eleazar the priest, to the war with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. And they warred against the Midianites, and the Lord commanded Moses that they slew all the males. Okay, who commanded Moses to do that? You see? I'm saying Jake tried to push that sensationalism as if, you know, if a brother's into Edomite woman, so what? Who cares? Okay? Whatever he's into, as long as he's not going off. Okay? No, he's not going to, you know, becoming a Roman Catholic, you know, behind dealing with this Edomite woman. Who cares? Okay? That's what brothers, you know. Hey, the Lord made beautiful women of all, okay, nations of women. Okay? There's beautiful women amongst every nation of women, man. Okay? And the sons of God, the earth is ours to enjoy. Okay, we not, here promoting go crazy and wild out, with women right now. You see? But hey, in the kingdom, the earth is gonna be for our pleasure, man. The earth is gonna be to our disposal for our pleasure, man. And things are gonna go back to their purpose. Okay? A woman's gonna go back to her purpose, man. Okay? Starting with the Israelite woman on down. All right. Now the Israelite woman is always gonna be the top woman, okay, in the earth, And they gonna be upgraded on another level, man. You see? But this whole thing of trying to, you know, demonize brothers for liking Edomite women or whatever other women of the nation that they into, so what, man? Okay, that's that man in his house, man. Okay? You have to feed him? Okay? All right? Do you have to feed them folks, man? What does it matter? Okay? And the scriptures tell you, let's just rock. Let's see. Yep. This is Sirach 36 and 22. It says, the beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance. Okay? And a man love nothing better. You see? So the beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance. Okay? And it's a woman of any nature. You see a fine ass woman, like, God damn, it changed your whole mood. You see? Now we know that the majority of these women through, but you just look, you be like, damn, it changed your whole, and especially if you have a woman that has a beautiful spirit, then she's, fair to look upon, man. It changed your whole countenance as a man. You see? But now it can be weaponized because the finer they are now, the more defiled, they are internally and, and physically, man. You see? But hey, that's the Lord made that for that purpose, man. Like the beauty of a woman to cheer your countenance of a man. Okay? There's beautiful women of all nations, man. Jake so sensitive. Jake don't want to offend Eve. Jake don't want to upset the women followers, man. That westernized way of thinking. Okay? When we conquer the earth, man, we ain't gonna be going on no dates. We ain't gonna spit no game. Okay? We ain't gonna try to sweet talk. No, man. Okay? We come out them chairs, man. It's on, man. The best of the best. All right? Hey, how shy with it. Brothers, have at it. Hey, look, how shy. I'm like, look, have at it. The world is yours. Literally, man. Okay? But Jake got that black conscience. Jake try to bring that black conscience vibration. Where you have the Walmart picture of the Israelite man, woman, and child. It's gonna be going down. Okay? It's gonna be a mixture. All right. Now this is Numbers 31 and 8. It says, and they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi and Rekem and Zur and Hur and Rabah, 5 kings of Midian. All right, Balaam, also the son of Beer, they slew with the sword. All right, and that was the same Balaam in Numbers 24. That was used to try to put curses on Israel, but the Lord showed him visions of blessings. Okay, so they even killed that nigga. He was a Midianite. All right, and it says, and the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives and their little ones, and took the spoil of their cattle and all the flocks and all their goods, and they burnt all the cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire, and they took all the spoil of and all the prey, both of men and beasts, and they brought the captives and the prey and the spoil unto Moses and Eleazar and the priests unto the congregation, all right, of the children of Israel, and unto the camp at the plains of Moab, which were by Jordan near Jericho. And Moses and Eleazar the priests and all the princes and the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp. And Moses was wroth with the officers of the host, with the captains over thousands and the captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Moses said to them, have you saved all the women alive? But these caused, so Moses he's asking, did y'all save all the women? And he's going to go to why. He's asking this, okay? He says, because these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Pr0. Okay, so these women, okay, was used. You had these women of the Midianites. They were used to get Jake to worship Baal Pr0. Okay, they was temple harlots. Okay, you had harlots that, became harlots based off their conditions, their situations, and then you will have temple harlots who was used, okay, in rituals to these other gods and to seduce men to these other gods. Okay? And it says to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Pr0, and there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord. Now therefore kill every male among the little ones. So they even killed the male boys. Okay, they did away with the whole lineage from the men to the male boys. Okay, and kill every woman that have known man by lying with him. Okay, in the NLT. So kill all the boys and all the women, okay, who have had intercourse with man. You see? So they kill all the young boys, then they kill all the women, okay, that wasn't virgins. So if you had sex one time, you was out of there. You dealt with one man, you was out of there. Okay, you was done. It says, but all the women children that have not known a man by laying with him, keep alive for yourselves. Okay? All the young virgins of the women they kept alive. See, the Most High had a very strict standard with women, man. And these women were defiled with those other gods. Okay? Through what? Through sex. Okay? That's why you have these women that have all these different men. Okay? They have all these spirits on them, man. Okay? So it shows you that the standard that the Lord had dealing with the Israelite man. Okay? And see, we're getting back to that, man. Now, in this society, you're going to find that? No. Okay? But as you have through repentance, that's the point of being born again, man. It's like a reset. Okay? Because now we know we was in darkness, but now we in light. So now it's like a reset. Okay? For men and women on how we move and how we deal. Okay? Now, let's go here. Because see, this has become a culture. Like you have thought culture. Let's play this video. To where you don't even look for a woman to be a wife in this society anymore. Okay? The thought culture has reduced to, the way you look at a woman is just, and Jake gonna go into it. But look at this madness, man. And this is Amos 7 and 17 to the fullest, man.
The rise of thought culture is ruining the American woman's image. Don't believe me? Just watch these clips and then I'll come back with commentary. the hell is going on? Thought culture is just running rampant. You got women sucking gas nozzles. You got women sucking doorknobs. You got women deep-throating cucumbers. This had just gone too far. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. The uprise of thought culture has even changed my perception on women. For example, if you would have asked me what I looked for in a woman 2 years ago, I probably would have gave you an answer like this. I'm looking for companionship. I'm looking for somebody to grow and build with. I'm looking for someone that understands me. I'm looking for someone that can help me with my finances. Ask me that same question today. Cut to the chase. What you look for in a woman? What that mouth do? How big is the butt cheeks? Can you suck on a doorknob like she can? I'm just being honest.
Thought culture, man. Okay? There's a whole culture amongst our people. Okay? You have mothers and daughters. Okay? Pretty much on the same wave. You see? It's pretty much the second generation of thought culture, man, because those, thoughts from 10 years ago, they done had daughters and they, come on, man. So when Jake tried to throw these words out like prostitutes and come on, man, look at the culture we in, man. Okay? What type of standard is you going by? Okay, as if it's like these separate women that's holy and just pure. Everything's defiled here, man. Okay, everything's defiled, man. Cut it out, Jake. And at the end of the day, all right, the Lord is having mercy. You see, and let's get there because you're how shy. Let's see. All right, so this is St. John 8:1. It says Yahushua went unto the Mount of Olives, and early in the morning he came again into the temple, and all the people came unto him, and he sat down and taught them. And the scribes and the Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery, and when they had set her in the midst, they say unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Okay, so they had brought what, an adulterous woman to Yahushua. Now Moses in the law commanded us that she should be stoned. What sayest thou? This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. Okay, but Yahushua stooped down and with his finger wrote on the ground as though he heard them not. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and he said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. Okay, so this is going to twofold. So you had the woman, because first of all, Jake was being biased. Okay, because they didn't bring the man. Because remember, she was caught in the very act. So why didn't Jake bring the man? Okay, so Jake was being biased. All right, and unjust even in that fact. Okay, the man's supposed to be brought too. All right, so as he stooped down, he's writing their sins. All right, in the dirt. Okay, on the ground. All right, and he again stooped down and wrote on the ground, and they which heard it began being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And the elders, they had plenty of shit that they done did. All right, the elders, they seen, they probably seen some shit, like damn, It said even unto the last, and Yahushua was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. When Yahushua had lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accuser? Have no man condemned thee? She said, No man, Lord. And Yahushua said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. Okay? So this woman was forgiven, but she was commissioned to go and sin no more, and that's repentance. You see? So just as Yahushua gave this woman, is pretty much Yahushua forgiving the church, you know. But we was to sin no more. And then, you know, you have sisters that repented, you know, from these lifestyles, but they're commissioned not to go sin anymore. Okay? Because we can't be perfect in the law, but we cannot, you know, those lifestyles, all right. Hey, you don't have to continue in those lifestyles, man. You know, of Western culture, which makes you a whore, prostitute, or defiled. You see? So we've all been commissioned as men, as a church, you know, and then sisters that come into the faith, hey, to sin no more. Okay? Because according to Eastern standards, you know, we're spiritual harlots, all right? And the women will be, you know, a physical harlots, man. All right? You see? So we all had to level up and really come back to our standard, man. We really had to come back to who we were as a people and come back to our standard. You know, that's why you see the elect, the hopeful elect is like a nation within themselves, man, being governed in righteousness. You see? So I just wanted to bring that out, man. You know, Jake try to throw these words out, you know, and try to make it seem like we're going to be shamed or something. Like, come on, man. You know, we supposed to not talk about, and then we still gonna talk about the MOTB, man. We got, you know, Lord Will, I got another video I found, okay, and we gonna get into it, man. All right, it's just putting a perspective out there, man. You know, we gotta think of things from an Eastern perspective, from an Israelite, from the way of our forefathers, man, from an Israelite perspective. All right, because we want to set the standard in the East. Okay, so we gotta think of these things of ancient Israelite perspective. All right, and really, all right, understand, man. Okay, so Lord will, you brothers and you few sisters will edify once again. We give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations, hopefully, shalom.